The art of responding without reacting emotionally. It sounds so good, and we all want to achieve it. So, what do we have to do to achieve this kind of control in our life where whenever we are responding, we are detaching emotions from that? Let us find out. First thing that we have to do is develop the habit to use that pause in between, create that pause in between what? Action and reaction. That is stimulus and response. So, stimulus is the action which has happened, the event which has happened, and response is what? The reaction which we are responding, right? So, whatever somebody has said which is triggering us, and we immediately want to respond, take a pause, purposefully take a pause. That pause will help you not to react emotionally but logically. And when you're responding with logic, you are automatically detaching emotions from that response. So, how can we create the gap in between? Comes the next question along with the first point, right? So, there are certain sub points associated with this. Now, the first sub point is breathe. If you have to respond, breathe, right? Take a deep breath, one or two, not more than two. When you're breathing, again, you're slowing down your rapid response, you're slowing down your emotional response, and you're taking time to use logic in your answer. After this, acknowledge that what that person is trying to achieve in this situation. Suppose, for an example, they have insulted you, and in this situation, you're like, man, that person is trying to insult me, and I'm feeling bad. Yes, I'm not feeling good by that particular remark. See, in your mind, you will be getting only a couple of seconds for it though. In your mind, you're creating this habit, you're talking to your own self, and you're acknowledging the emotions you're feeling at that time. So once the acknowledgement arises, there is no need for validation because you have given the self validation to your own emotions, right? And after this comes the third point for this: use a delay tactic. Now, suppose if you don't want to respond immediately and you're unable to take breath, right? And you are unable to acknowledge, then what you can do, you can excuse yourself from that situation. If you have a glass of water in your hand, take a sip of water. Again, you're giving yourself a couple of seconds, right? So that will help you again to minimize the emotional reaction and maximize the logical response. After the successful completion of the first point comes the second point, in which you are identifying your triggers which make you react emotionally. So whenever you react emotionally, you have to find out what are those triggering points. So in that comes the supporting point, which is the first one. You need to develop the habit to separate interpretation from the fact. Now, for example, you are in your office and your colleague, your senior, whoever that person is, you have not done your project on time. This is the reality. So your colleague is asking, you have not completed the work yet, right? Now, in this, they have asked us a question. I'm not saying that behind this question was a tone of sarcasm, but this is what we are this is what we are trying to interpret from this situation, right? It is not necessary they are actually meaning to use a sarcastic tone. They actually might be asking out of concern, but in our own mind we have created our own situation because we are not able to think positively. So this is our own flaw. I'm not saying always think positively. One should think positively though, but I mean to say, if the person is asking, it is not necessary that they only mean to ask to make you feel low of yourself. They might be asking out of concern also. They might not be expecting that you have not yet completed the work. So they're genuinely asking, you have not done the work yet. So respond, yes, I have not done, kindly give me some time. So when you are giving this particular answer, kindly give me some time. How you are giving this answer? Because comes the second associating point in this. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? So in this situation, because you need some extra time to complete the project, you're asking for some extra time from your colleague, and you're letting them know, yes, I have not done the work yet. Kindly give me 10 more minutes. So you are straight in your response as well without using emotions, because you are able to ask this question to your own self, what I actually need right now. When you're responding, comes the third point in this video, third category: choose a constructive response. How will you choose a constructive response? Comes the first point: focus on the goal. Is your goal to make that person feel bad, and you want to gloat, you want to boast that, I am very witty, I will not be taken down by your response? Or you want to react maturely, you want to show your emotional intelligence in the situation, and you are handling that my temporary emotions are inferior to the superior factor, which is I want to have a good, healthy relation with that person. Always choose your response as per the goal in your mind. Then comes the second point in this, that is, make it a habit to start your conversations with I, me, or myself. Now, in this situation, suppose your partner, now in this situation, your partner is late. Let's say this is your birthday party, and your partner is late for your own birthday party. I know they should not be late, but we all are human beings. They can be late. So, in this situation, how do we respond? If we are responding emotionally, we are like, today is my birthday, and you know it's my birthday. It's such an important day for me. How can you do this? How can you arrive late for my own birthday party? This and that. You're adding so much emotional weightage in this particular response. And in this situation, the partner will be taking this response in a very defensive manner, and they will defend themselves, which is going to create a lot of miscommunication, and hence the birthday will be spoiled. That day will be spoiled. So, what can we do instead? Use another response, that is, I feel so worried. I was so worried because you arrived late. Kindly come on time, please. So, like this, the listener, your partner, is not listening your response as an attack. That person is listening to your response as a point of concern, right? So, whatever you wanted to express, you expressed by not attacking the person, but by choosing an alternative and a healthy response, that was I, me, myself. Now comes the third point in which you are asking clarifying questions. So, in the clarifying question, you know that person is trying to humiliate you. You know that person is trying to embarrass you, and they're trying to poke you so that you can react emotionally, and you get emotional charged up in a negative way, and your day is also spoiled. So, in that, what can we do? We can simply do one thing: ask clarifying question, that you are asking this question to me because you want to enjoy my suffering, or do you actually are concerned about what happened with me? So when you are asking clarifying questions, you are taking the fun out of it, and that person is no longer left with the joy of you feeling emotional overload on your mind, right? So you can handle these situations by asking clarifying questions as well. Then comes the last category of this video. You need to practice something that can help you to remain more in focus and not get distracted by anything else, and that can be achieved by regularly following mindfulness meditation or regular practice of self hypnosis. When you are following either of these two activities on daily basis, you're commanding your thoughts not to get distracted by the present situation, and you are creating certain imaginary situations in your mind. You're thinking about the past, you're worried about the future, and you're completely losing control over the present. So we need to practice for a long term benefit. We need to practice on a daily basis, even for 5 minutes, but you need to practice something, and that something is either mindfulness meditation or self hypnosis, that can help you to feel more connected in the present situation, detach the emotions, and react in a more controlled and a logical way. So the categories which I've shared in this video, they are going to help us to react without emotional response, right? Or response without emotional reaction. However you want to put it, you can put it. But do this on a daily basis. They are definitely going to help you out. If you think I have missed out any other point, kindly let me know in the comment section. Till then, kindly take care. Bye.